Chapter 104, Mess. Mora felt beads of sweat gathering along her hairline slide down her temples and cool against her skin. To say the incursion of Earth wasn't going well would be a catastrophic understatement. Despite superior technology, access to magic, and specialists trained in every conceivable field, the Shapers had been forced out of several strategic locations. Cities of influence, critical infrastructure zones, even a rural field where they had attempted to provide emergency aid. They had never been driven back during any incursion, not once. Yet here, on this primitive world, they were buckling under the pressure from too many fronts at once. It started with her eyes, a dull ache that made the displays blur, then the pain spread backward through her skull, radiating forward until each heartbeat sent a sharp pulse of agony through her head and into her shoulders. She was slapping bandages over grievous wounds, one after another, faster than they could heal. A diplomatic team had been ambushed by a militia in the hills, 2 tore dead. A riot had erupted in a major U.S. city when promised aid appointments were delayed due to insufficient personnel. The council were flooding her with demands. Requests for evacuation corridors, transport support, system access points, and locations. Anything to help them flee the judges of Sanctuary as they swept them from world to world. And Mora stood at the center of it all, trying to hold a collapsing structure together with bare hands. She stared at the reports cascading across her display, and for the first time understood something with absolute clarity. The Shapers had reached their peak, and they were falling. They might consolidate again. Given enough years, decades, perhaps centuries, they could rebuild fragments of what they once commanded. But it would not be swift, not easy, and never complete. Mora let out a long, shuddering breath as another wave of urgent alerts flashed red across her panel. She glanced around the bridge. Every officer was drowning in the same storm, eyes wide, movements frantic, voices strained to breaking. Not one calm face, not one steady presence. Something inside her cracked. Tears slipped free before she could stop them, sliding down her cheeks in that quiet, terrible moment. She knew with absolute certainty, down to the deepest threads of her essence, Rylan had been right. The realization filled her with equal parts rage and grief. She wiped at her eyes harshly, as if she could erase the truth along with the tears. Commander, Luminos 5's AI announced smoothly, incursion forces are being redeployed as reinforcements arrive from other worlds. Would you like to see a summary of events? Mora shook her head once sharply. No, she said, her voice flat with exhaustion and fury. Patch me through to Venrian. The connection opened almost instantly. Yes, Commander, Venrian's voice came through, controlled, disciplined, but edged with tension. Mora's gaze hardened. I want you to go wrangle Ryland's children, she said quietly, and find out where he is.